You're gonna think this is crazy, but recently I took the Camp Snap camera to Disneyland to test it out because I wanted to see what kind of photos this little camera can get and if it really adds a bit of magic and nostalgia to any situation. I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that all of these pictures that you're about to see are straight out of the camera, have not been edited. Can you imagine what these would look like if you did edit them in any way? But personally, I just wanted a camera that I could travel with, stick in my pocket, stick in my bag, carry around very easily, and get some really cool looking photos right out of the camera. I also didn't use any of the filters that you can use with this camera. You can also create your own now. What I did was just use the default. And I will say before I get too much further, if you're someone who's not a fan of all of the little sounds and beeps and noises that the Camp Snap camera makes, I have a YouTube short that you can check out on how to turn all of the sounds completely off on this so that whenever you turn the camera on and whenever you snap a photo, you don't have to listen to all of those clicks and beeps and the audio. Some people probably love it, but I think the majority of people are going to find it off-putting. It's a very fake clicking sound it makes whenever you click it to snap a photo. And I looked everywhere online, could not find a tutorial on how to do that, so I went ahead and just made one as a YouTube short that you can check out here on the channel. Some really big positives about carrying this with me to Disneyland. One, it's not very big. It's a very lightweight, kind of thin camera. That plays in its favor. I was able to put this in my sling bag that I had and just carry it around with me. It went on every ride with me. And the build quality is sturdy enough to where you don't really have to worry about it breaking. Now, I did make the mistake of turning this on and accidentally leaving it on when I was done taking the photos and putting it back in my bag. I would say that this was on for at least 2 or 3 hours more than it needed to be, just because it was in my bag not being used and I didn't realize that I had this turned on. This happens a lot with me with this camera. I forget to turn it off. I'm so used to cameras automatically powering down after a certain amount of time. But what I will say is the battery life on this is insane. Because this was on multiple times throughout the day, I thought that whenever I pulled it out to actually get some photos at nighttime, I was fully prepared for this to be dead, but it wasn't. It actually lasted me the entire day, and I was using it some the next day without having charged it at all, and got through half another day making the same mistake of leaving it turned on for a couple of hours, and then the battery finally died. So this thing has a crazy battery life for a camera. I have a camera that, let's just say, cost about 20 times as much, and I'm not exaggerating, but 20 times as much as this camera, and the battery life on it is good for maybe 50 photos before I have to change out the battery. Kind of crazy when you've got a little camera like this and you can take probably 200 photos or more before you even have to worry about charging it. And it's USB-C chargeable, so you just pop a USB-C charger in the bottom, an external battery pack if you're traveling, and you're good. It charges really quick too. You're probably curious what the photos actually look like out of this camera. And again, these are straight out of the camera, not edited in any way. I didn't even crop them. Some of the crop could be better and different things like that, because a lot of these photos I just pointed, clicked, was hoping for the best, but I'm pretty amazed at what I got, the results that I got out of this camera. And I've used it before on trips to New York and different things. Actually, it was a different Camp Snap camera that I had when I went to New York, and I have a video on that if you'd like to check it out on the channel, the photos that I got. I sold that camera because I thought I'm probably not going to be using this very much. That's how I know this is a good camera. I immediately missed it once I sold it, and I ended up buying another one, and I'm keeping this one. This camera truly is something special. I know they've got a new model out that's like the Pro model, and you can get better, crisper photos with like sharper edges and less grain and things like that. I don't care. I like this camera. This is the one that's a little bit more affordable from Camp Snap, and to me, this is the look that I'm going for when I go on a trip and I want to get some cool looking photos. One thing I did notice is around the edges, it's not as sharp as it is in the center, but I think that's just because maybe of the lens that's used. It's not a deal breaker by any means, and it kind of gives all the photos a really neat film kind of look. So without further ado, let's check out the photos that I got with the Camp Snap digital camera at Disneyland. I'm gonna put a link down in the video description to where you can get the absolute best price on one of these. Please give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more content like this, if you want to see more videos involving the Camp Snap and more products that keep us off of our phones. Subscribe if you haven't already, because you are definitely welcome here. Let's check out these photos.